everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. It's opening week in the NFL, and today we have two teams who are more than ready to get the season underway. It's the Saints going up against the Falcons. The opening kick of the new season is straight ahead as we turn it over to our broadcast duo of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Larry, in what is scheduled to be its final season as an NFL stadium, there's a look at the Georgia Dome here in Atlanta. Tonight, we'll have the final two games of this kickoff weekend, and we begin with a great one here between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. An early season tilt, and when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, and I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They passed the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback, the former Missouri Tiger, Blaine Gabbert.
I remember scouting Blaine Gabbert in college and watching him play. He reminded me of a great decathlete. That type of athletic ability with a really nice arm.
They'll come out in the pistol. A first down throw for Gabbert. It's complete. Flainer, right side. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it a second down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. On play action, Gabbert under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Vic Beasley with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall pick of the 2008 draft, the man they call Matty Ice, quarterback Matt Ryan.
Always knew he'd be a gym rat, very cerebral player, a guy that beats you with his mind as well as his physical attributes. But the best part, poise under pressure. He knows how to bring a team back in the 4th quarter.
And finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. They will run again with Coleman. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down. On second down, Ryan. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try to pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Looks like Ryan's going to stay out there. Indeed, they're going to try for this on fourth down. They're going on fourth down. It's Ryan. And he's got Sanu. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Brandon, I have one word for you after that completion for a first down.
Lucky?
Analytics.
Well, the analytics say you punt the football there.
So we're changing to analytics as we go, right? What a big-time play for them.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, 28 yards. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
They get the conversion. And, Charles, when you only have 2 yards to go, what do you think of the toss play? Because initially it kind of sets you back a little bit.
It does, especially if you get a lot of pressure coming towards you. But if you can get to the edge, if you seal the edge with your blocking, often your tackle or your tight end on what they call the play side where the ball goes, you can get to the corner, and that allows those big guys to get out ahead of the runner.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession. See if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
If they open things up, let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
Took a little while for him to find his footing when he got into the league, but the former Heisman Trophy winner has it now and has really upped his pass receiving potential. A nice player.
A second down throw for Gabbert. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Marquise Wilson, the one he was trying to get it to. And it's third down. And here now the defensive starters for Atlanta.
Vic Beasley's a very talented outside linebacker whose number one task, rush the passer. But he has the athletic ability to drop into coverage.
Seven yards remaining here on third down. On third down, Gabbert. He's got Wilson, middle of the field. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up the fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. We get a look at the Saints defense as they file into position. And it's the first quarter, but they gave up the score last time. How important is it here not to fall 2 scores behind?
Extremely important, because not only are you trying to avoid being in a big deficit to start this game off, you also want to get into a pattern where that offense has the advantage. You got to find a way to turn things around. This is the series to begin that.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep them off the scoreboard here for a second time. On second down, here's Ryan. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 73 yards. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. Well, they had gone run the previous play. Nice little setup. This time they go play action. Defense bites a bit, and they hit for a big play in the end zone.
So they sold it really well, didn't they? Because of just what you described. They ran it the previous play, come back with the same action, and now they step back and throw it and get a big play for a touchdown. But what happens as a defensive back is your eyes have to go to the right place. You always hear Coach talk about, are your eyes in the right spot? Well, this time the eyes went to the play action. It froze their feet. They weren't moving, and he went on past them and caught the pass for a touchdown.
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
Okay, let's do our version of name dropping here. Let's show off a little knowledge, right? The A-gap, the gap between the center and the guard on either side, right? Both sides. Control that, you're going to control an inside running game.
And he had to feel satisfied because he hit that gap, broke the contact. He loves that.
That's the best part, right? That's what he's going to ask the coach to run back on film.
Let me see that one more time.
Show that again, Coach. Look how my legs kept turning. I just kept moving, and he did to the tune of a big game.
Off the play fake, Gabbard. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Kobe Fleener, the tight end, his intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down.
In most pass defenses, the guy playing safety has the ability to roam free and try and go to the football. But when you're in man, you've got to cover just like the guy playing out on the corner. Lock up on the receiver and go to the football. That's exactly what he did, batting that one away. Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And on 2nd and 10 now. They come up in an offset eye. Ryan. He's going to sling this deep down. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Falcons will extend their lead.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good. That is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Gabbard on 2nd and 10. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. It looked like he might have had a window there, but the rhythm was just a little bit off.
It certainly was, because everything that has to come together to get a pass completed, yeah, you're right. The sync just wasn't there.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, a great read, and it's picked off. And they take over, they'll set up. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, why do you go out and spend a 1st-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that, the rookie gets his 1st interception.
Exactly right, and you're trying to limit the number of plays and offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his 1st career interception. 2nd down and 4. So we played with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Another pistol look here. Gabbard now on 2nd down. Out to the right here to Wilson. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Well, they've had a pretty frustrating 1st half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now. They've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And taken right at the 35. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. He does have the 1 interception, Charles, but I think that's been more than offset by the 3 first-half touchdown passes.
I would agree with you. There is a blemish, but when you've thrown 3 touchdown passes to try and erase it, that's a little bit better than the ratio that all NFL coaches are seeking from their quarterbacks, and he's giving it to them.
They'll take the 3-1?
Every single time.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. We'll give them 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn them a fresh set of downs. This is Coleman. And past the 30 down to about the 27. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now they'll throw it with Ryan. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
This is Brown on the carry. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
As a guy carrying the ball, your eyes are going to direct your feet, and you're hoping they carry you to the open spaces. But it's awfully difficult at times because you have so many things you have to look out for. Where's the line blocking? Where's the traffic coming from? Tough to find open spots.
They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. It's caught. Jones. It's a gain of 7, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. And that's incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Now it's Ryan. On the screen, this is Coleman. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Ryan will throw again. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Ryan. This will be caught at the 2. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Mohamed Sanu, his first touchdown in a Falcon uniform. And the Falcons continue to pour it on.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Grady Jarrett with the tackle. And a couple of big boys up front defensively, and in that 4-3, those D tackles so vital.
Extremely vital. I love how you describe that because if they control things up front, often it's over the guard. Sometimes they slide and make it over the center. It's really hard to get a play started then because a lot of teams want to start inside out running the football. But against a good 4-3, you may not find any space. And on that play, there was 0 space, no gain.
Throwing. Gabbard. They go screen. This is Ingram. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. And it'll be 4th down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Here's Thomas Morstead now. A reminder coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Larry Ridley in Orlando for highlights and analysis of our first half.
LR, that's my man.
That's your guy. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. On second down, Ryan. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line.
Well, Ryan's trying to fit this one into his favorite target. It was once Tony Gonzalez. Then, of course, Roddy White. No question who it is nowadays, Mr. Julio Jones. But this one doesn't get there.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3-and-out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. On second down, Gabbard again. This will be caught just inside the 10. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. They come up in an offset eye. Gabbard here again. That's caught at the 1. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Cooks from 4 yards out. And the Saints get a bit closer.
Everyone felt like this game was over. But to be able to stay in it, put together a drive, score a touchdown, that's got to be a positive for them.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. Here's Ryan to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They come up in an offset eye. Now Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for third. It's caught. Jones. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. Connects with Sanu right side. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So we reach halftime here at our first Monday Nighter of the season. Yeah, that's perfect. 2, Davis, deep. Heck, I got to go. Okay, and sorry about that. Didn't know Larry got cut off early. We are back and ready for the third quarter. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there. Ryan to Jones. 45 yards. And when these two are clicking, Ryan and Jones, and we've seen multiple hookups here in this one, usually their offense is clicking, and that's why they're winning.
Yeah, they tend to follow what those two do. They set the tone for either a good day or maybe a tougher day. And right now, we're seeing an excellent game because those two are finding each other. Doesn't matter where on the field, they're making plays.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Falcons add on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory. 3
touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Oh, boy, rubbing a little salt in the wound there, going for 2 up this big.
You know, there's one time when I played, Brandon, and played against a team that was just absolutely pile driving us, and they ended up going for 2 late in the game. And I asked one of the guys, why'd you do that? He said, because we wanted to win by more. That feels like that type of situation.
Wow. Could also result in a melee later, though. And heading back out there now, the Falcons defense here. And they gave up a touchdown last drive. You kind of need to hit the reset button after every touchdown given up, Charles.
I love that. And the way that you phrased it is perfect because from series to series, you can reset how the game is going to go. If you gave up a touchdown before, it doesn't mean you have to do it again. And if you made a great play before, you have to reset again anyway because they're going to attack. So I love the way you phrased it and put it out there. That's what they have to do in this series.
Not like when you're playing a video game. You can't hit the reset button here. Let's go.
No, you shouldn't anyway. That's for sure.
Now Gabbert. It's complete. Fleener, right side. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rap.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Gabbert, and he's got it over the middle. Fleener, and he coughed it up, and the Falcons grab it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They go play action here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary, a nickel look. On 3rd down, Ryan. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. 17 yards on the pickup. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
I really don't think that Julio Jones could be happier right now. Plenty of catch opportunities in this game. He's converted them, and his team's winning.
And Matt Ryan's happy, too, to have Julio Jones on the other side of these.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times we talk about breaking teams down, and oftentimes just through a running game. These two, they can break a team down through the air.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that play was what every defense is wary of. The big strike attempted downfield, but they were in excellent position. They didn't get fooled. And while he didn't come up with the interception, was able to bat the ball down.
Throwing again, Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They come up in an offset eye. Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
It's not often that we see big plays end in disaster. And we just absolutely saw it right there. They had something really big cooking on that one.
When you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too careless, a little too desperate for the goal line?
I think the last part is exactly right. You get desperate for the goal line, and sometimes you get the ball out of it, away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard that the ball will come out of your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
They come up with one back. That's Ingram. A second down throw for Gabbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. That's something you have to be wary of on your side of the field, that close to the goal line. The defense, they are looking for that football. They got it. They scored it.
You are so right, and the quarterback has to speed things up himself. So close to the goal line, they're going to get after you. Make sure you get rid of the football and in a safe place.
And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on two more. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They'll try to get the ground game going with Ingram. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. A well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. 3rd and long for Gabbert. And brought in here by Fleener. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded just inside the 20. 51 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now, they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief, the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them. And
they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And they're going to speed things up here. Sanu, the man in motion left. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Going up top. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. The Falcons will go for it. It's Ryan. It's complete to Jones. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow. Talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. A 2nd down throw now for Gabbard. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now.
Bring it! Bring it! No, check. Blue 45.
On 3rd down, Gabbard surveying the field. And he will find a man here as Thomas comes open. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a 1st down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
1st down, Gabbard. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
They'll run here with Ingram. And he stopped immediately there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you put together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
2nd down, Gabbard. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Catanzaro's kick is right through, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves 3 points closer to respectability.
And I don't know that they're going to feel a whole lot better about things because they've clearly been outplayed all game long. But, hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Ryan on 2nd down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A gain of 32 that time.
And they just had another big completion there, and I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out. After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Here's Ryan. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later.
I got 11. I got 11. He's mine. He's mine. Single.
On 3rd and goal, Ryan. And that will be incomplete as well.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance and they have any decision to make on 4th down. But things happen so quickly in the end zone, in this compressed area of the field, that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Saints will have the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
2nd down now after the pass completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
A 2nd down throw for Gabbert. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Quarterbacks like throwing the slant route, but they have to be careful about ball placement. They have to put it in a spot that makes sure the receiver has his body in front of the defender.
Reset, 22. 22. 45's the mic.
A 1st down throw for Gabbert. It's complete. Fleener, right side. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight end.
And the Falcons going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So this brings up a 2nd and 2.
I got 82. 82's mine. Single receiver. Green the line.
To the air again, Gabbert. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
And they will line up now for the 2-point try. It's Coleman here. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And is there bad blood here? I mean, go for 2 when you're up that much?
If there wasn't before, there is now. When you do that, you've just announced to everyone, you just don't care about the other side at all. All you care about is what you're doing, and they just want to pile up points.
They did. And they got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Illegal touching. Offense.
And the onside kick did not go 10 yards. That's illegal, and the flag comes out.
And now you know why special teams coaches have gray hair. They draw this up all week. They have it set to go, and the kicker has one job and doesn't get the ball 10 yards downfield.
On 1st and 10, Gabbard. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Off the play fake, Gabbard. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. And, partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.